Hello, hello. How are you doing today? So, as you know, currently there's a situation happening in Ukraine, and a lot of people ask me what I think about the situation, and partially because uh, I have some family that comes from those areas of the world, and and you know, it's so hard to give people a really honest opinion. Um, because we are dealing with so much propaganda on every side of the coin, both the Russian side, the Ukrainian side, the Western side, and the first thing that's very obvious and it's absolutely clear is that innocent people are suffering, and that is probably the most unfortunate thing we could that in regards to the situation in Ukraine. The same thing happens again in other countries like Syria and Iraq and so forth. Um, when regular civilians suffer, it's a tremendous suffering to so many people. I mean, especially when it comes to war, people losing their families and their loved ones. But what we have to remember here when it comes to this whole situation is to be human. Stay human no matter where you're from, whether you're Russian, Polish, Belarusian, Ukrainian. The important thing to understand is that this whole thing is designed to divide people, spread more fear and more hatred toward one another. As far as we can remember, if we go back in history, there were good people and not so good people everywhere. And many people suffered from every side. There were, you just have to look at World War II, right? Many people suffered back then from the hands of the communists and the Nazis. Um, but at the same time, what has to be remembered is that the behavior of the governments does not represent the behavior or the belief of the masses. Yes, there are certain videos on that about Russians, supporting this war. My question is, how can you be sure that this is not being sponsored, is not paid for? How can you be sure? I mean, as far as I know, Russians are really reprimanded for protesting against this war. They've been put in jail and fined, and I mean, there's some pretty bad things. Yes, probably there are some Russians that support it, but then again, that does not represent the entire Russian population. So I know a lot of Ukrainians are very hurt by this whole situation, and I can totally understand it. But what needs to be remembered is that generalization, whether it be about Russians or anybody else, or Ukrainians or Poles or Belarusians or whatever, generalizations can be a tool to keep people divided. Because all that has to be done is to say, oh, all these people are like that, all these people are like that. Is that true? I don't think so. So stay human. Stay human. Remember, in the midst of all of this insanity on this planet, especially in today's times, remember to stay human. Stay humane. Keep your heart open. Keep your mind sharp. Be intelligent. Question everything. But most importantly, be human. That means help one another, regardless of where people are from. I'm quite sure that some people want us to be divided and hate each other. I mean, it's an old game, isn't it? So remember this very important message: stay human. Because as long as we stay human, and we are humane to one another, regardless of where we are from, humanity has a fighting chance of making this world a peaceful place for everybody. But if we shift to hatred and fear and start hating each other and fighting with one another, that's when we fall prey to manipulation. And the manipulation is very real. So, stay human. Have a great day. Ta-da.